Welcome to Local Matters. Today we begin with the multifaceted Mike Gioscia, radio personality, executive director of Plymouth Rock's events, and board of directors VP for Soule Homestead Education Center in Middleborough. Mike joined Julie via Zoom to talk about some outdoor music shows the nonprofit has upcoming. Julie?
Hi, Mike. Good to see you today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, you wear many, many hats, and one of them being the VP of the board of the Soule Homestead Education Center in Middleborough. Can you tell us about that, its mission, what you're doing, the events you're having? Go.
Sure. Soule is such a great place in Middleborough, Massachusetts. We have about 125 acres of open space for kids' education and organic farming. And basically, our goal is to be a nonprofit that helps kids' education, even though we have plenty of adult classes as well. And that's through traditional crafts and cultural events, kids' environmental programs, organic farming classes. It's just truly a great community spot. And I got involved years ago just bringing my kids over and walking them around and just thinking, what is this amazing spot that's not too far away from my house, and throwing them in the stroller and just taking them around the property and seeing the animals. And I ended up spending so much time there. They finally said, "You should be on the board." I said, "I don't know what that means, but I've learned pretty quickly, and I've been there for a few years, and it's just, again, like I said, a wonderful local spot for families."
So is it actually a working farm as well as an education center?
So we lease land to local farmers. So right now we have two organic farmers on the property. We have a sheepdog junction, which is a farmer who trains sheepdogs on the property, and then we have other people who lease land for cows, chickens, and other stuff like that too. So it's a working farm. It's always busy over there.
Yeah. Now you have a few events coming up in the next couple of weeks. Can you talk about those?
Sure. We have two music events coming up. Saturday the 26th with Mountain Weekend and also Jake Hill performing, and then coming up on October the 17th, we have a tribute band called Hey Blondie. That's a Blondie tribute band, and those shows will be for. We have a maximum of 50 people right now. Obviously, they can only have 50 people outside at the farm at a time, so we'll only be selling about 40 tickets for each of those shows. So it's very intimate, and all the proceeds go to our great education programs at the farm. And we also have a cow plop coming up. I don't know if you know what that is.
What is a cow plop?
A cow plop. Picture a big bingo board set up, but it's set up in a field, basically like with spray paint, kind of with squares.
Yeah.
Then you let the cow into the field, and wherever it plops, there's the winner.
Oh, that's hysterical.
That's October the 3rd. And again, you can find out about all these events either at our Facebook page, Soule Homestead, and that's again Soule with an E, Soule, or you can go to soulehomestead.com for all the information.
Excellent. That sounds like a blast. Now, you're also the executive director of another nonprofit, Plymouth Rock's Events. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Plymouth Rock's Events I started the nonprofit as a vehicle to raise money for local school music programs. Primarily, we've been working with the Plymouth school system since we started, and we've created an education fund, a scholarship fund for kids who can't afford private music lessons to get those music lessons. Sometimes kids in the school setting, you're playing with a lot of other kids, and you might kind of get lost along the way. And this is to keep kids involved in music that want to be, but maybe they just need that extra private one-on-one lesson situation. So we've created the scholarship for that. And we're looking forward to 2021. Like a lot of very small nonprofits, 2020 has been pretty rough, but we'll be back. We'll be back in 2021.
Right. Because music especially is very, very tough with the pandemic and with social distancing. Either singing or playing instruments, clearly you're using your breath to do that. and that's kind of a no-no in a public setting or without social distancing. So I understand how that's really been curtailed, and we're with you. 2021 and a vaccine can't come fast enough. Lastly, in your spare time, you bring music to the masses on WATD Monday through Thursday with your show called Americana-Rama. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So, yep, live local radio I do from WATD in Marshfield, Monday through Thursday night. I start at 10 o'clock, goes till 1 a.m. So it's for you Nighthawks, 4 nights a week. And it's Americana-Rama, so I do a lot of Americana, country rock, alt country, roots, bluegrass, things like that. But I also use the Rama term, which means I can kind of go off the rails and do a whole bunch of other stuff and do a lot of classic rock stuff like Tom Petty and Neil Young, Black Crowes, things like that. So it's a lot of fun. I love doing radio. It's what brought me to Boston, and I still have my foot in it.
Yep, as a lot of us around here know. And one last question I have for you, Mike, just on a personal level. From this whole pandemic, what, if any, do you see as a silver lining?
I think it's taking stock in the things that are really important. I think we're always, all of us, so bogged down and busy with so many things, and we can't spend a lot of the time that we want to on the things that are most important. But I think we're learning that you never know what's going to happen. So make sure you're spending time with the things that make you happy, and the stuff that creates anxiety or that's bothering you, just push that off to the side, because we have enough anxiety with other things. We don't need to create our own. So be true to yourself and do the things that are important to you.
Agreed. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful to talk to you. And you're just a multifaceted guy. And we'll talk to you again, no doubt. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Julie and Mike. For information on music at the farm and other upcoming events, visit the Soule Homestead Facebook page or website.